In this episode, I will show you how I motorized the hinged doors on the new shed. Stick around! Hi, and welcome to a new episode. Today I'm going to show you how I'm going to motorize these two doors. I have decided to motorize them separately, and they will open independently of each other. So the first thing I have to do is how to mount the servos for the doors. The problem is how to mount them and where. I find putting them at the very back here is best, to have a longer rod to be able to steer it in the direction I want it to go. So I first started with a simple piece of styrene across here, and I was going to place the servos underneath. But the problem is they hung so low that they were going to show through the windows, and I didn't wish that. And so I tried something different, and I went for something a bit more like this. On top I was going to hang them again underneath and trim the horn. The horn will still be trimmed. The closer I put the rod, the closer I put it to the screw here in the middle of the servo shaft, the slower the movement. So the slower the door will open, but it will also limit the amount of travel. So this is something I have to still deal with. But I still wasn't happy with this mount because the servos were too close to each other and not exactly enough room to play with in here. So that was out. Then I tried another one. Again, still side by side, but this time facing each other. Still not enough room for them there. Then I tried it again a bit differently. And this went on for quite some time, and that didn't work either. Then I decided to put them back to back with the horns away from each other, so there won't be any moving parts in the middle. They'll be close to the edge. That didn't work either. Then I went for something like this. I moved them away from each other. So I put this here, and this one seemed to work, but I was having difficulty finding the right measurements for the servo. Cut a long story short, I made one that works. This works for me. I got the measurements right finally. This would be number 6. This works for me to make sure, because it's quite flimsy. I made 3 of them. I'm going to glue them together, but this time I'm not going to place them on top. I'm going to place them from the underside. Slide them in here. There's a bit of a ledge inside, so I have this height here. Let me see if I can show you. This height here, and some of the servo will be concealed like this. Some of it. Wait a minute. There. But it's still not going to cover. The ceiling will not be able to go down onto its ledge here. So I decided I'll go with this, and like from somewhere here onwards, I will build a second floor. I don't know, a block of offices or whatever, another room up here, at the same time concealing the servos. And this way, will give the garage a new look. Plus, the servos are completely hidden, and hopefully this will work for me. So before I continue, I want to glue this in place, the mount, secure the servos, and then start working on getting the rods from here to the door. So until then. Okay, as you can see, I glued the mount, all 3 layers of it, and with some support underneath here all the way around to hold it from caving in. I zip tied the servos. I was going to put a blob of hot glue under them, but I don't think I need to. If there is any movement, it's a matter of replacing 4 zip ties and putting some hot glue there. Anyway, I drilled a hole in the corner there to run my cables down in the corner neatly, and eventually I will even cut the corner out here into the baseboard and plug them into my controller. Just in case you want to know, I am using an Arduino system for my accessories. I will be plugging in the servos into a PCA 9685, which I am using for servo control, including my point and even LED lighting. And I am using them for signals. Well, I will be using them for signals, but that's another story. Anyway, for the time being, I can show you temporarily here. I have this set up here. It's a servo tester with one of my RC cars LiPo battery, and at the moment they are plugged in together, and because they're facing in different direction, they're working against in opposite directions of each other. But that doesn't matter, because then with the Arduino I can get them to go any way I want to, and myself I can swap over the values. So it's very silent compared to my other garage. The other shed, it has a roller shutter. The motor on that one is quite noisy compared to these, and although there's 2 of them here, so this is fast speed, and obviously I want to get them to work as slow as possible, so it will be rather silent. I intend to try to put a resistor on the 5-volt positive cable here in each servo to lower the voltage to the servo, to make it go even slower, preferably. But anyway, we'll try that. Okay, so for now, this is it. Now, the next step is going to be to hook up the piano wire from here all the way to the door. Now the door is one of them. Here's the other. Oops, hang on. Oops, the pin came out. Yep, the pin is out. Anyway, I will have to fabricate some form of bracket to attach to the door with a long length towards the side here, to use that as leverage to control the door. Anyway, let me start on that and I'll get back to you. Okay, I connected the piano wire to the doors. I made these little brackets here. I don't know how much you can see them. But anyway, there's one on each door. I already connected one servo here to the servo tester, because they will operate incorrectly if I connect them together here, because the servos are facing different directions. But in the Arduino I can reverse all that, and I can do a lot more. So for the time being, I'm going to show you one door opening and shutting. Just me turning the knob here to give you a little demonstration. I can disconnect this and connect the other one. And operate the other door as well. So the doors are working. Okay, so the next step is going to be, well, I'm going to have to paint it, build the second floor to cover this lot here, and I'll show it to you on the layout, painted, fitted, and working the way the doors working the way they should be, and hopefully we'll have some lights in there as well. So until then, so we're done here, except for some weathering, which I will do at a later stage. And I finished the whole thing. I added some internal lights in the lower level. The top level I just left it without lights. I don't know what I'm going to do in the future, but at the moment it is what it is. I'm going to show it to you opening up, and watch for the lights. Cool. And close again. I always wanted that effect of the lights going out in stages. Well, I've done it. Thanks for watching. I'd like to hear your comments. Have a nice day. Take care.